Hello friends, in this video I want to talk about how to optimize OpCache in PHP for using multiple WordPress websites in one web server. So this is OpCache status file. It's a free single file script which is available on GitHub. I will post a link in description. So after copying it to your web server, you will see a report that will show how much memory used by OpCache. Here we will see that used memory is 382 megabytes. By default, PHP allocates 128 megabytes. So I optimized my memory usage. I increased it. I set it 600 megabytes. So all files will fit into memory. So what is OpCache? PHP translates your regular WordPress files, regular PHP files into opcode. And opcode is a machine code, so it compiles it and stores it in memory. When page requested, every PHP file converted to opcode and then stored in memory. Next time on page request, PHP checks if it's already in memory, it will use that code from memory instead of loading file and compiling it again. So it speeds up page generation time in WordPress. Also, in this script, we can see that 8,000 files loaded into memory. In order to optimize for multiple WordPress websites, we need to change 3 settings. And one of them is total memory allocation, which is defined with this setting, opcode memory consumption. As you can see, I set it to 600 megabytes. Second option is OpCache internet strings buffer. By default, it's 8 megabytes. I increased it and set it up to 64 megabytes. And currently, it's using 62 megabytes of that memory for strings inside those PHP files. And third setting is number of accelerated files, opcache.max accelerated files value. And this is 10,000 by default, and I increased it to 25,000. So you need to increase these 3 values according to your server needs. So here I have 6 WordPress websites. When we click on visualize partition, it will show us by folder, it will group us. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 inside there as well. So 6 WordPress websites and couple custom scripts, custom websites which are not WordPress. From this screen, you can see that WordPress sites. So here is another site which is not WordPress, which is tiny. Also, here is another website which is also not WordPress, which is also small, but WordPress takes up lots of memory, because it has lots of files and it uses lots of plugins. So as you can see, in general WordPress website, there is close to half of them is plugins, as visible in this report here. We need to optimize those default settings in order to make sure that all files, all WordPress files, are fit into server memory. And you can change it if you have access to, if you are managing your own web server, if you are managing dedicated web server or virtual private web server, where you can edit your PHP.ini files and increase those default values. So let me show you how much difference it makes if all PHP files fit into that memory. If it's not fitting, then once the memory is full, any additional files will be compiled every time when when someone visits your website, which will make your WordPress website really slow. Let me show you demo website on my local host. So this is currently OpCache is optimized, and we can see that WordPress uses dashboard generates in 0.2 seconds, 0.17 seconds, and it uses 6 megabyte memory. So we can refresh this and see, take average. So it's close to 0.2 seconds. And when we don't optimize memory and when WordPress is not fit into defined memory, then it will be much slower. As you can see here, I took a screenshot with not optimized version of OpCache. And here we can see that 0.4 seconds page generation time took, and it takes around 30 megabyte of memory. If we put it side by side, yeah, we can see that it's twice faster when OpCache memory optimized, and it uses around 5 times less memory for each page request for generating pages. So it's around 5 times memory optimization and 2 times speed optimization for your WordPress website. This setting is not visible anywhere inside the WordPress, so it can be neglected and you can forget about it probably if you install couple websites for testing, couple websites for staging, maybe WordPress websites, and then that memory, allocated memory, will be filled up pretty easily. So keep that in mind. And after settings, so let me show you where are the settings, how they look, and what are the default values. As you can see, default value for memory consumption is 128 megabytes, internet strings buffer 8 megabytes, and max accelerated files is 10,000 files. When not optimized, they will not be enough for 3 or 4 WordPress websites. Generally, these settings are okay with one WordPress website, but as you can see, with a dedicated server or with virtual private server, you may end up with 5, 10, or 20 WordPress websites. So in my case, I had 6 WordPress websites and I increased these values to fit my needs. You wonder which PHP.ini file to change in order to apply the OpCache limits. Check your PHP.ini file and see for where those files located. So here I can see that in my case it's located in this folder, and this is a file that I need to change settings using your user interface or admin panel provided by your server. Well, I am using a virtual min, so I can navigate through here with a file manager I have. So with file manager, I can navigate to that file and update it. So it's this PHP.ini file. Can edit it and look for OpCache settings, OpCache dot. And here, as you can see, I increased to 600 megabytes memory consumption. I increased internet strings buffer to 64, and also I increased max accelerated files to 25,000. So after making those changes, saving it, restart your PHP, and then the settings will be applied. And then you can wait a couple hours or one day and then see if these values are okay, if all those WordPress websites will fit into your memory. Also, in my case, I have a 4 gig RAM on this web server, so 600 megabytes for PHP is good because MySQL also will use memory, also other server processes will use some memory. So it's okay using 600 megabytes, allocating that much memory for PHP files. So with graph, it's pretty much easy to see that we have enough space for any additional files. And here with orange, those files are shown as wasted. Why? Because with WordPress, when we update our plugins, when we update theme, etc., lots of files will be changed and it will show up as wasted memory. When this wasted memory fills up other free space, OpCache will reset itself and restart itself from zero, and all memories will start filling up again. So it's done in order to load only fresh, latest files into memory and get rid of this wasted memory. When we switch to keys, we can see that we already used more than 10,000 keys. And remember that default setting was 10,000, so we increased it to 25,000. And Now we can see that our new setting is enough to handle 6 WordPress websites. And in Hits tab, we can see how much performance benefit this OpCache gives us. 11,000 files loaded once and used 10 million times across a couple days. And restarts shows us that it didn't restart after we set up these new values and started PHP. So here we can see that it started 1 day ago. So in 1 day, all those files 10 million times were loaded. Here we can see that it's 99% of time loaded from memory, which is very helpful for serving WordPress websites, WordPress pages really fast. With info plugin, you can track performance changes. In my case, admin pages and front-end pages loaded twice faster and used 5 times less memory. If you want more WordPress optimizations, I have a checklist, PDF checklist that you can use. You can download it from my website, webpa.com/speed. I use this checklist to get 90+ page speed score. Thank you for watching and see you in next videos. Bye.